do one on this, but it's worth doing just so someone else doesn't do what I did. Recently changed the suspension arms on this car. As you can see, these are new, all good, nice bushes, and everything went to plan. Something I've never come across with this, well, that's on this car, is a split front subframe. So you can see just where it splits there. The bolt goes through there to actually take out and hold the arm, and you can see this front subframe is held on by an 18mm there, which goes onto the chassis, and a hanger from, well, you could call it a subframe mount up there. So that's just two hangers basically. One drops down to the front subframe and the bolt goes through the other one to hold the arm. So as I say, to change the arm you have to remove this subframe totally. Now I had the bumper on the car when I did it. You'll notice the radiator just sits in there, and also on the other side, just bear with me for one moment, you can just see the cooling bottle there that sits through it as well. So if ever you have to undertake this job, getting the bumper off this car was quite easy. There's some bolts along the bottom, 2 or 3, remove the bottom plate, remove both of the wheel arch liners, and along the top of the car there were just some Torx in here holding the bumper on. The cable release, you can just pop it out of the car before you take the bumper off. So you can see 1, 2, they have little tabs that pop up through here, and that just holds it on. What I didn't do when I did this job last time is remove these 2 pegs. So it's twist and turn. Now these pegs actually drop down into the radiator and hold the top of it. So we've got one this side, exactly the same, and one that side as well. And what you need to make sure when you put in the subframe back up from the bottom is that this little block, which isn't in there now, locates properly into this hole at the top. That's what I didn't do, which is why my subframe didn't go back into place and why we had rattles and bangs everywhere. Subframe couldn't tighten properly, so when the subframe moved up and down it was making a terrible banging noise. So if ever you do this job, take the pins out the top of the rad, make sure when the rad goes back in that it is seated properly in that little gap there. You can see it a little better from down here. That top block that's moving slightly now needs to be sat in that square hole. That will allow the subframe to bolt back up properly and tight. You can also see the washer bottle. So yeah, take the bumper off if ever you have to do this. It only takes about 10 minutes or so to get off and on, and it's definitely worth doing. Just checking this side from underneath as well. So you can see at the top there, the radiator block is in the hole, so when we put the pins through it can sit in. So I can tighten this side up as well. Just so you know you've been effective. Radiator's wobbling, you can't really see much in the hole. Drop your pin in, turn it, still moving, but not as much, and the pin's in there as well. Pin's moving with it, so again, pins are located. Both move in when that's there, so it's fine. So that's secure. So yeah, take the bumper off and take the top pins out. Make sure everything's back in before you tighten it. Just checking out a few more things on the car as well while we can see it. Aircon doesn't work now. Was recharged last year and gradually faded out. A bit concerned at the leakage that's on these pipes. That one looks a little bit bent as well. It is the one that goes to the bottom there on the air condenser pump. So, just also found the connector, so the clip which holds this hose did look a bit greasy, bit of liquid on it. But the pipe there, as you can see, is pitted, so that pipe needs changing as well. So yeah, that is weeping. Not quite sure how much gearbox oil is left in, but I'll get a seal ordered up and then we'll take a look at it from there. Got a clamp on this side. It's a one-piece drive shaft, but you can see the inner CV there goes through that and then just bolts up to the gearbox, so that'll be fun to change when we come around to it. So yeah, we're looking at 34 inside diameter, and about 56 external, because there are lots of different ones on auto dock. We'll have a look at the aircon pipes while we're there as well. I'm going to get a new aircon condenser ordered up. You can see this one's definitely seen better days. So condenser, aircon pipes, drive shaft seal.